Hey folks, today's a very special day. It's Christmas Day. What did you do for Christmas? Go ahead and tell us down in the comments below. What me and my daughter did was we did a YouTube collaboration for Christmas. We drew you pictures. Now, the way that we did this was I drew 3 concept and construction line pictures, and Paige from Paigedragonpony is here with me. Paige also did 3 concept and construction line pictures.
Yep. Hello.
So the whole concept is I did 3 concept pictures. She did 3 concept pictures. She chose one of the 3 concepts I did and used it for lining. And I chose one of the 3 concepts that she did and chose it for lining. What you're seeing now is her drawing the concept stuff.
And me erasing a lot.
Yeah, I had the eraser on the tablet set to fill mode, which I think it screwed you up too, right? Where when you erase, it erases all throughout all of the layers.
Yeah, I had to figure out to get a way around that.
Yeah, that was my bad. I did that because I was working on a piece of art where that's the way that I wanted to do it, and I didn't change the eraser back. Good job, Joe. All right. So that first thing was like a sled, right?
Yeah.
And what it's doing right now is like the house. It's the one I ultimately picked and went with.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you'll see once we get to the actual picture. I tried to kind of keep the dimensions of your base, and it caused the character to be really deformed. But I think it adds to. I almost did the pondering one. I was thinking about that.
It took me a while to think of the first. I think the second one, because I was like, the first one sled, third one house, the second one I was like, what should I do? And I was like, the Grinch pondering about what to do about Christmas.
Right. So we've got the Grinch and his dog in the sled, probably going down a hill. We've got the Grinch pondering, what will I do to get rid of Christmas? And then we've got the Grinch throwing bags off of a house, which is the one I ultimately chose.
Yes.
Such long arms. But I just went with it. The whole other part of this is just have fun.
Yes, fun. That's an important thing with art. It has to be fun.
Yeah. Not gonna get too technical. For the dog, I kept thinking, how can I have him be both functionally trying to help out and freaking out? I think I kind of conveyed that. I didn't convey it exactly the way that I wanted to, but, you know. My whole other idea was I was going to try to do this Invader Zim style-y. I think that came through pretty well.
Ooh.
I was thinking Invader Zim's Christmas episode while I was working on this.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's that?
You know Zero, the ghost dog?
Yeah.
The dog Max gave me Zero vibes in your picture.
In this picture?
Yeah, because of the long snout.
I can see that. Yeah.
And I think that's make the picture cooler because I love Never Before Christmas and the Grinch.
Maybe I'll make a different version of it where that's Zero and this is Jack on top of the rooftop instead. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. There's the Grinch with the smile.
Yeah, I was going for his big stiff upper lip, but I still wanted it to be somewhat, happy.
Yeah, I think it's
and
different.
And it was right here I realized, oh shit, his legs are really tiny. I'm like, oh well, whatever. Just go with it, Joe. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. Our Grinches look different. Of course, my style is different.
Yeah.
There we go. There's Zero, Max. Oh, that paw. Yeah, that dog is freaking out.
Yeah.
No matter what, the poor dog is freaking out. Being forced to do the Grinch's bidding.
And his tail there. And him, I was like, oh, I'll put him in the snow. But it's not super deep snow. Like, the snow is inconsistent.
Yes. And of course, the horn.
Yeah. I was all done with it. I was like, yeah. If you look closely, I never actually drew away the horns attached to his head. Your eyeball just infers that something is there doing that.
Yes. That's
I was like, gosh darn it. If I'm going to get one angle right, I'm getting this angle right.
Determination. That's good. And then the candy
I thought about putting a whole row of candy canes in the foreground. And then I was like, maybe not. And I just left it kind of the way that it is.
Yeah. the texture of the house is cool.
Yeah. In my head, the angle of the house was pointed a little up more perspective-wise towards the Grinch. But in the end, I didn't end up drawing that because I segmented each piece in my head. You see, this would normally have been like a triangle up towards there, adding a little bit more perspective. But in that case, I didn't do it.
Oh.
I was trying to keep within an hour, 2 hours tops of working on this piece of art, and it took me about an hour and a half to finish this.
Unlike me, it took me like 4 hours.
Yeah, yours took a really, really long time, but I think that yours has more going on in it than mine does. Mine's revolved around this outdoor setting where I've kind of simplified everything, but, simplified things down as much as I could. I didn't highlight little everything, although I don't have a ton of little tiny things to illustrate like you did in yours.
Yes.
This, by the way, is part 1 of this video of our commentary. Part 2 will be going through what Paige chose, and I will be sitting in with her video, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah!
So when I first picked the color for the background for this, I thought I was picking a deeper blue. And then when I realized what color it was the same color basically that I used on the windows to kind of give them, a cool background color. But it does look more distant and further away just because of one tiny variant of blue, a little bit more to violet back there.
Yeah.
And I started going crazy with the grayscale painting at first. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm committing to doing way more than I can actually accomplish in this picture if I do it this way. So I stopped. And I was like, alright, I'm going to go back to single. Although I did add an extra tone of gray to the moon to make it kind of pop out of the background a little bit more without the presence of stars and stuff.
Yeah. That's a lot of gray.
Yeah. And then right there I switched the chimney's colors. Art sounds.
Yes.
Art sounds are important. Makes it authentic and real.
Yes.
There's the gray and the moon. Whenever I'm switching to like a color burn mode or whatever for a layer, I always like to see what other, effects I would get out of what I had attempted to do, because the grayscale thing is really, and then I'm like, the Grinch who stole Christmas. I'm like, wait a minute, is that what it's called? I'm like, oh no, it's called How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Okay. So I looked up a logo, and there's a few different ways the logos have been. In hindsight, I'd probably move the how the to be directly above Grinch.
I think it's cool the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Color adjusting.
Yeah, and then I wanted the background to kind of pop a little bit with it, knowing that, I used really strong lines, and for that logo, I wasn't using any outside lines at all. I'm relying completely on the inside color of the green and the red.
Oh, okay.
Shabam!
Boom!
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So there you have it. This is my side of the collaboration with Paige from Paigedragonpony, where the two of us worked together to do a Christmas-themed piece of art. If you like this, click the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. And be sure to hit the bell to get notifications every time I release a new video. Today's video is a special Christmas video that doesn't count, I hope the algorithm doesn't get mad about this, towards the normal release of Sunday videos, but I normally release videos on Sunday about art and art challenges or a variety of different weird things that I like to talk about. So as always, thanks for watching, Merry Christmas, and remember, be kind to one another, and use your turn signals.